Yo, what's up everybody, it's B Milton. Welcome back to the channel. I am your host here on the Redskins Review. First things first, I'm trying out this new way of recording. Someone said in one of my last videos they want to see me do a video with something with a just plain background. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want, because like I said, this channel is not just about me. It's about all you guys too. So if there's something that I can do to make this a little bit better experience for all you guys, please let me know. I will try it out, and you guys got to give me some feedback though. You guys got to let me know what you think. And today we're going to go through a few things. First thing we're going to touch on, Kirk Cousins getting the franchise tag, not getting a long-term deal. Second of all, we are going to go over why I believe the Redskins had the best offseason in the NFL. So to first touch on the Kirk Cousins thing, I think this isn't really much of a surprise for everybody. This is exactly how you use the franchise tag. If you have a guy who, like in his last year of his contract, he shows you a glimpse of being really good, and you don't know if you want to gamble $100 million on this guy just as of yet, because you only got 1 year performance out of him. Granted, Kirk, he wasn't really a starter until really last year. He played a full season as a starter. So especially with the quarterback position, is kind of tricky, because say our general manager really wanted to give Kirk a long-term deal, but the thing is we cannot overpay him. We cannot pay him the money that Andrew Luck just got. I think over $100 million. All these people are getting over $100 million. And, this does go back and forth, because say if Kirk Cousins does play well next year, even though the Redskins have a really hard schedule, if Kirk Cousins plays his position well next year, he's getting a long-term deal, and he's getting probably about $100 million, because that's what every goddamn quarterback in the NFL seems to be doing now, getting $100 million for 5 years or something. It's ridiculous. But, it's well-deserved. If Kirk Cousins plays the way that he played last year, the second half of the season, through most of the season this year, with the schedule that we have, pay that man. You got to pay that man, because quarterbacks are hard to find in the NFL. They are just hard to find. And if Kirk, he looks really promising, I personally believe that Kirk Cousins' entire NFL career is going to look the way that Kirk's season last year looked. Started off shaky, wasn't too familiar with everything. The more that he played, the better he got, the more confidence he built, the more the team rallied around him, the more everybody loves him. And I think that's what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins on the Redskins, or not even on the Redskins, but in his entire NFL career. I believe that's how Kirk Cousins is going to look, just like this. Obviously, we have a hard schedule next year. He's going to have his ups and downs. He's still just he's been in the NFL for 4 years now. But come on, there's nothing like in-game starting experience as a starter on the field. You can't just mimic that. You can't just you can't teach that to someone. They have to learn that on the field. And that's what Kirk is going to do. So, please don't go into this year thinking that Kirk Cousins is not going to throw any interceptions. Of course he will. Especially if we have no run game again. I'm sure he will throw a lot of interceptions, because you cannot throw the ball X amount of times and just not have balls get tipped up in the air and things like that. The more times you throw the ball, the more chances someone's going to have intercepting it, all right? But back to the actual franchise tag side of things. Kirk is making $20 million this year. The offer that the Redskins gave him was, I think it was like $16 million a year, multi-year. I think maybe 4 or 5 years or something like that. But it was like only $24 million guaranteed. So it's like Kirk Cousins is making $20 million guaranteed this year. Why is he going to take a 3, 4, 5, I don't know how long of the deal it was, but it was $24 million guaranteed. So why is he going to accept an offer? It's just not a smart business decision. And Kirk even said that he's not the one making these decisions. It's his agent. Now, obviously, he loves that he's about to be making $20 million next year. But if you see interviews with Kirk Cousins, he almost somewhat likes the idea of having to go out there and prove to everyone next year that he is the man and that he deserves this money and that he deserves a long-term deal. He said that. It's coming right out of his mouth before. I've heard him say it. I want to prove to people that I deserve a long-term deal. But it could save us some money if we did it this year and we signed him to a long-term deal like Scott McCloughan wanted to do, because Scott McCloughan's just smart, man. He wants to save this organization. He wants to turn around. He wants to save us money. Everything like that. He's a smart guy. So I guess that somewhat covers the Kirk Cousins thing. It's a crazy situation, man. But that is indeed how you use the franchise tag. I've seen a few other teams use the franchise tag, like Baltimore, who franchise tagged a kicker. I think that's the first time in NFL history that someone's done that, because franchising a kicker, Justin Tucker is making $4 million next year, and they let go one of their best offensive linemen because they didn't want to pay him money or whatever, but they could have just paid him for next year and then extended him if he played well and saved money over time. But they chose to spend their franchise tag on a kicker who was going to make $4 million regardless. Like they're penny pinching or whatever over there, man. I don't know what it is. How are you going to not pay a really good kicker $4 million? It's kind of a no-brainer. You really don't have that much money. That's kind of fucked up. But as I was saying, how we use franchise tag, dude, our front office is killing it, you guys. Our front office is killing it, which brings us into the next scenario that I want to talk about. Why I personally believe the Redskins had the best NFL offseason, and not by far, I can't say by far, but for sure we did. It starts with the draft, all right? Everyone knows about the draft. Everyone knows who we drafted. We had a pretty solid draft. And the thing is, the second point is that the Redskins, we signed our own. We signed a lot of guys. We won the division last year, and it would be smart if you win the division last year. You don't want to do crazy shit. You don't want to go spending a shit ton of money for stuff like the Giants did, spent over $200 million just to improve their defense. And what if that doesn't work out? Then they spent $200 million. I mean, you don't want to do anything drastic. If you won the division last year, you want to be stable. You want to keep doing what you were doing to get to that point. So we didn't let a lot of people go. I think two of the most notable people that we let go, well, obviously Alfred Morris, RG3, but those were kind of foreseen a little bit. But we let Keenan Robinson go, which you guys know I'm not too happy about because I really liked Keenan Robinson. He did have some injury problems, but whenever he was on the field, he was solid. We let him go. And also we let our safety go. God damn it. Deshaun Goldson. We let him go. We didn't. It's kind of, we have a question mark at safety. I think D'Angelo Hall is going to be good. I'm not too worried about D'Angelo Hall as long as he can stay healthy. I think D'Angelo Hall is going to be good safety. But Bruton Jr., whoever else we have coming in here, Will Blackman might play safety. It's just the Redskins always have a goddamn question mark at safety position. And it's something we got to change, man. So that I was a little bit worried about that. I think bringing back Deshaun Goldson, if we just say, hey, look, man, either you take our offer or fucking who's going to pay you, man? Like, please, just take our offer, come back. We need you on the team. But we can't overpay you. We cannot overpay you. And that's it. And guess what? I haven't heard anything about Deshaun Goldson. So I don't think any other team signed him. So he isn't playing football. So, like, why not take what we were offering, Like, holy shit, dude, come play safety for us again and build the momentum that we had from last year, hopefully improve. But as a smart person, Scott McClellan, he made a lot of good decisions. He kept a lot of people, re-signed a lot of our own guys. So that's another key step on the offseason, signing our own guys, building from within. That's what the Seattle Seahawks did. That's what our general manager did when he was over at Seattle Seahawks. Just making smart decisions. And then the biggest factor. No, let's start with smaller things. We did make some signings. We did get some guys like Greg Toller, Ziggy Hood. We saved our money. We were smart on the offseason. We didn't want to do anything drastic. We didn't want to spend all of our money. We didn't want to go acquiring a bunch of new people. Didn't want to spend $200 million on people right off the bat. When free agency started and all these names were flying off the board and people making all this fucking money, we waited, man. We played it safe. We played it smart. Just how we got Deshaun Jackson when Philly didn't pay Deshaun Jackson and we scooped him up. We got Josh Norman, man. We got some guys like Ziggy Hood, guys who are veterans, but the thing is, we're not paying them too much money and we're signing them to like 1-year contracts it's kind of a prove-it deal. And those are smart deals, man, to get guys. Vernon Davis, an older guy, he didn't really do too much, but he just won a ring. He was just on a winning team over in Denver. He has that mentality. We're giving him a prove-it deal, just like all these other guys that we did sign. We're giving them prove-it deals. Hey, you want to play in the NFL still? You better prove it, or you only have 1 year. You have 1 year to fucking prove it, or guess what? It's too late for you, man. You know what I'm saying? So smart. Everything we did was smart. Our general manager is killing it. And then the first time in NFL history, all-pro player was not re-signed by their former team. This is the first time in NFL history that someone who made all-pro last year was not re-signed by their current team. And we snagged Josh Norman. By far in free agency, Josh Norman was the best player on the board by far, and the Redskins acquired him. Our general manager said, we saved our money during free agency. We didn't want to dish out. We didn't want to do anything crazy. We didn't want to spend all this money. But guess what? When it comes to a caliber player like Josh Norman, we snagged him. We didn't let anyone else talk to him. We got his ass to Washington, D.C., and he signed that same day. There was no fucking around. We paid him the money, and we brought in that mentality. A guy who almost went undefeated last year on a team. He knows what it means to improve. Obviously, Josh Norman was not always the same Josh Norman that he was last year, but he proved every single year that he was in the league. And it's his mentality, man. All of our players, if you see interviews with them, all of the Redskins players want to be around this guy. And, there's no denying that he was the best free agent. He was the best person to hit free agency, and the Redskins did not skip a beat. We got him on our team, and it's the first time that's ever happened in NFL history, and that should say a lot. That should say a lot for an all-pro caliber type player. We snagged him up. Nobody else in the NFL did anything like that. Nobody else, on all three of those phases, the draft, free agency, and, Josh Norman is his own category. He's his own category, We got all three. We did all three. Good draft. We signed from within. We signed our own guys. We didn't do anything crazy. We signed guys who have shown talent in the league, but we need more from them, so we didn't spend too much money on them. Smart deals. And then just Josh Norman. Josh Norman's his own category, all right? So, I don't know. You guys got to let me know what you think. Try not to make this video too long. What do you guys think about the Kirk Cousins situation? Do you think we should have paid him? How much money do you think we should have paid him? The league is fucking crazy, dude. The league is crazy. When Andrew Luck is getting over 100, like $25 million or something like that, dude, and he was hurt last year, played half of a season, and when he was on the field, he wasn't playing well. Are you kidding me, dude? All right, I was about to end the video, but I gotta go on a side rant here. All right, people in the NFL are making too much fucking money. All right, we need to start. We need to stop paying. I know it kind of sounds shit, doesn't it, for someone like me to have to say we need to stop paying people this much money. But the problem is, it's degrading the game of football, a contact sport. People are going to get hurt. But now that you have Andrew Luck out there, he's worth $125 million. The flags are going to come every other play when somebody touches him. The NFL does not want these people to get hurt because then someone just lost $80 million on one play. On one play, someone gets hit. Someone lost $80 million or something. It brings flags. It brings rule changes. I mean, just, one good thing about being a Redskins fan, man, is you can put on tape. You can go back and watch games from the 90s, 80s, whatever, dude. You can watch all these games. And back when football used to be football, when people could get hit, people used to clothesline people. It was crazy. Football used to be the toughest team that showed up that day won the fucking game. And it's not that way anymore. And now it's like flags every play. We had Brandon Merriweather on our team, and we had Ryan Clark on our team at the same time. I thought that was going to be a fucking awesome combination. I thought they were going to be awesome together. But guess what? Penalty after penalty after penalty. Walk the other teams up the field. And it's like half the times the hits that Brandon Merriweather and shit had, I'm like, damn, that's a good hit and everything. But no, as soon as someone gets hit too hard now, flag. It's an offensive power-driven league. That's why our GM is smart, and that's why we got Josh Doxson in the first fucking round. We don't really need a wide receiver on our team, right? I mean, for the future, looking at the future, yes, we would need to be getting more wide receivers, but we've been grooming some good wide receivers. Rashad Ross, goddamn Crowder. There's a lot of guys that we have, man, that are good and they're up and coming. But guess what? We spent a first-round draft pick on Josh Doxson because he's overpowered. The guy is going to be a juggernaut on offense, so hard to stop. And now, like our GM said, this is an offensive-driven league. Scoring points is the name of the game. The NFL is changing, man. It sucks. I mean, I like that Kirk Cousins is getting some money, and his wife. I saw his wife was super fucking happy when she heard about how much money they were gonna make. But the thing is, also, I really don't think the money will change Kirk Cousins, because if you've seen any interviews, if you see him talk and stuff like that, the guy's like a super religious guy. He's a super nice guy, and I honestly feel like with $20 million, Kirk Cousins is going to be giving a lot of fucking money to charities, dude. He's going to be giving a lot of money away, and, I'm going to be honest, man. I'm sure if you or I, or not everyone that's going to be watching this video, but most of us, if we made $20 million next year, we ain't going to be giving as much money to charity as Kirk Cousins will be. So, I'm not too upset about how much money we're paying Kirk. I think it's awesome that we're doing this deal, and we'll see what happens. So, wrapping up the video, let me know what you think about Kirk Cousins, the deal. Would you want to pay him? How much money? How much is he worth? And then the offseason thing, man. Who else had a better offseason than us? If there's other sports fans here, I know there's some of you guys out there that watch these videos. I've seen Bengals fans, I've seen Steelers fans, I've seen Seahawks fans on some of my videos and stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think. What did you guys do that could trump what the Redskins did this offseason? I'm B. Militant. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.